Didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did.
I now know the kind of man I want to be. The kind of man who calls out injustice when he sees it. Hey, dude, that's not cool. The kind of man who stands up for what's right. Come on, guys, knock it off.
Just a friendly reminder that toxic masculinity, it doesn't exist. It's a phrase that feminists use to demonize and pathologize masculinity. Toxic is toxic, and the solution to what you would call toxic masculinity is just masculinity. So,
I wish I were 10.
There's a rising, growing number of single, childless women. I want to say it's over 50% of women over 30 are single and childless.
You can't make it up.
Majority of women that are 30 years or over will be stuck in their old ways. Whenever you adapt to something for so long, you don't want to change. But just know this, ladies, you can change.
Got a point.
You just have to be able to become disciplined and to sacrifice what you want in life. Nobody owes you anything in life. You owe it to yourself and others that are around you.
True. That's pretty true.
Because women don't want to settle. They'd rather be alone than settle for a guy that they view as average.
You can't make this up. Y'all heard it.
Just because they have sexual intercourse with a man that is above average, they believe that is the man they can marry.
It's funny because it's true.
But ladies, you have to understand that y'all control sex and men control marriage.
You ain't lying.
The only reason they view him as average is because they've been sleeping with guys out of their league. Because those guys would sleep with her, but they'd never wife her.
You got a funny face.
What a lot of modern women don't understand these days is just because he has sex with you does not mean he wants to marry you.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Majority of the women expect the man to act like a woman, but we are two different species.
Yup.
Let me just say this and then I'll get out your way.
I'm gonna hurt somebody. I'm gonna hurt somebody.
Masculine plus masculine equals failure. It won't work.
Message.
This is a tweet Drew put out yesterday, body shaming a man who has gynecomastia or saggy nipples. Now, although you could argue this man deserved to be ridiculed for what he said to Drew, what about all the other people who have gynecomastia that read this tweet? A lot of those being her fans. See, Drew doesn't actually care about body shaming, or she wouldn't do this. Drew seems to think that the ends justify the means, that if one misogynist deserves to be ridiculed, then it's okay to have a bunch of casualties on the way. It's okay to indirectly hurt a bunch of men who share this characteristic as long as I hurt this man. When she makes fun of a misogynist for being bald, she is body shaming every other bald man. But when you call her out on this, she dismisses it. She's not using critical thinking. She doesn't want to escape her epistemic bubble. All she wants to do is continue to promote misandry while claiming it doesn't exist.
You are a bitch. Your daddy is a bitch.
Right.
If you're not a millionaire by 22, you are a bitch.
Oh my God.
Stop messing with
90-year-old man filed for divorce against wife of 77 years after affair 60 years ago. Would you believe me if I told you a bunch of people in that comment section were like, oh my God, I feel so bad for the wife. It was like one little mistake years ago. Man, fuck that grandma, okay? Send her bitch ass to the nursing home. City boys up.
Don't be no petty ass put your name on there like that. Okay, so why the would you come halfway across the country knowing you didn't want to on that?
You though.
I ain't say you did. You know what it was though. You knew what it was.
You want to spend money.
I spent 5 G's on you. What are you talking about? 5 G's. What you talking about? So look, she did and did. Oh, let me talk. Shut up. Shut up. Then we about to go eat, right? So Shawty tomorrow she hungry. So, call him. Pack all this shit. I'll help you leave. Pack all this bum shit up. Pack all this shit. Pack all that shit up. It's not even about the. It's not even about. It's really about the money because it ain't about nothing. You feel me? It ain't about nothing. So listen, we get off the flight. Let me tell a story. We get off the flight. Somebody, we went back to the room. She like, I'm hungry. I'm all right. Well, let's go to a little restaurant or something. I'm trying to get her something to eat. She like, oh, nah, I only eat the best. I want some crab legs. That's nothing. So we go to the restaurant.
Confused.
So what do you guys want women to do?
I'm confused.
I'm
literally
only tough when we're taken advantage of.
Time. Because my ex that you guys so called I folded on made me into this monster boss babe. He
put a gun to your head and just made you say, hey, I need you to...
he was kind of my mentor in the beginning of this all.
So
and through him,
did he mentor you and put a gun to you and say, you need to become a boss or else you're going to die?
No, but
Okay.
I felt somewhat
You felt that way. You felt competitive. You reacted to his thing. He was doing his own thing. He was going out, and you wanted to go out at night too. Like, why is he going out without me? And so you just wanted to copy his behavior. He wasn't forcing you. You were just emulating. But you should have been a feminine woman, and you would have stayed.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. That's a perfect example of like women like overcomplicating
Women are
things in their
reactionary.
head.
Women just
And
act based
he
on...
just gave you the simple thing. Like if you had just stood in your feminine and not nagged them and been annoying, you probably would have been able to keep them. And
every time I turn around, I see a bitch on the internet talking about some, that dude broke. No, bitch, I ain't broke. You just don't financially turn me on. I'm not a sugar daddy, a goofy, a simp ass nigga, or a trick. But I'm willing to do everything the trick do, everything a sugar daddy do, everything a simp ass nigga do if you give me a reason. You're not gonna walk in my life, bitch, and think that I'm supposed to do and treat you a certain way and you ain't doing that for me or you ain't gave me a reason. Fair exchange ain't no robbery, and I want to tell you this from my heart. You hear me? I want to tell you this from my heart. The best part of me, bitch, you gotta earn. This shit ain't free. I'm pressure. I might not be the most handsomest dude in the world. I might not be the richest or the freshest, baby, but I'm pressure.
What these girls never realized was that they were at our VIP table, which alone cost a few thousand just to sit in, but I didn't charge them for that. What I did charge them for was all of these super expensive cocktails they had through the whole night, except for the first 3 rounds. In addition, the table they were sitting in, as mentioned, was VIP, so the menus were different than the normal ones. These menus don't say the prices on them. It's a trade secret in the restaurant business. And in addition, it had certain higher end menu options such as white truffle, black caviar dishes, and specifically imported West Coast oysters, among other things. At one point of the night, I was honestly rethinking what I was doing, and I thought that I might be going too far with these poor girls. They might not know any better, but some things reassured me throughout the night, such as one of the baby Karens asked me if I felt like my life was worthless since all I ever became was a waiter. Also, one of the other employees told me how they were discussing how to F with me to the point that they can just do this whenever they want and I will know to always give them a table. I also overheard them say, "He's cute, but I would never date a waiter like that. He is such a pushover." There were a bunch of comments like that the whole night, so I kept on with their life lesson. By the end of the night, each girl had racked up a bill in the range of $500 to $600 per girl. When I handed Queen Karen the bill, it was for $4,232.23 with tax and tip included, of course. I have never seen anyone sober up so quickly. She went from laughing and giggling with her friends to nearly in tears. She called me over instantly.
Now, obviously, this is tongue-in-cheek, but let's say my son came home, he said, "Dad, the kid at school beat me up." You know what my response would be? "Let's go out to the yard, son." Now, obviously, my son will know how to fight and defend himself because he'll be in martial arts as soon as he is able to. And I don't necessarily want him to just go around beating people up for the fun of it, but he will learn exactly how to take care of himself real quick. And all boys need to know how to take care of themselves. It's kind of like that silent danger aspect. But if your kid's getting beat up at school, the other kid's going to find out real quick that was a mistake.
Because Because.
Woman on TikTok shares a video list of things men should pay for while dating her.
Here are a list of things I expect men to pay for if we're dating. Number one, all dates. And I don't mean dinner dates. I mean kayaking, snorkeling, going to theme parks, ziplining, etc. I expect the man to pay for all that. Number two, my nails. I get my nails done roughly once a month. That's pretty good for me, so I expect him to pay that. Number three, my hair. I just feel like as your girl, I should just not walk around with my hair looking crazy, and you should pay for it.
She has high standards.
Number four, gas. I just think that's just like the masculine thing to do, is to make sure that my gas is always on full. Number five, wax. I feel like that's pretty much self-explanatory. Like, you should just pay for my wax. Yeah. Number six, my electric bill. Chances are, if we're dating, you're probably going to spend a lot of time in my house, which is going to cause my power to go up. And so you should just pay for it.
And asked if this was some kind of joke.
It's time for your next adventure.
I have no idea what I'm going to do tomorrow.
How exciting. No matter what anybody tells you, words and ideas can change the world.
Smile, my boy.